Hey Spartans, this is the Accordion Project. So what you're going to need are two of your projects. You're going to need two pieces of blank piece of paper, scissors, pencil, a ruler, and either glue or tape. Now I'm not going to do a video on the two projects because you should already have them done, and there also is already a video that I will link. So we're going to start with project number 1. We're going to flip it over, and we are going to divide the back into sections. So I'm just using the width of my ruler as my guiding point for my sections. And I'm making a straight line from the bottom to the top. Make sure your paper in your project is landscape. So landscape is that sideways horizontal direction. It's that long ways one. It is not upright. So that's landscape. So I'm making my lines. I'm trying to make them as straight as possible because I am going to cut these later on. And the more lines you do, the better it's going to look. And then I'm going to number each one. So 1 through 8. You might be able to fit a lot more. Oh, sorry, I only did 7. You might be able to fit a lot more. I was only able to fit 7 on mine. Try your best to put as many as you can. So this is project number 2. Flipping that over. I already did the lines on this one to save time. So just went with the width. My last one's a little bit big, so I'll probably cut that a little smaller when the time comes. And then instead of numbering them, I'm going to put letters on these ones. So I'm doing numbers and letters, so when we cut them eventually, I don't get mixed up on which project is which one because they are going to be a bunch of pieces of paper everywhere. So now I'm taking my 2 white pieces of paper. Make sure yours is not ripped like mine is. I'm going to take my glue, so it can be liquid glue or stick glue, and I am just going to glue along the side. I did it about the width of my finger, so just a small little tiny section. And then I'm gluing them together. I'm showing you that it's about the width of my finger. And then push it down, glue it together. You don't want to take up too much room because you really want it to be a really long piece of paper. And if you only have tape, you would just simply tape the pieces together. So I have my paper. What I'm going to do now is, so I don't get confused, I am going to number and the letter this longer piece of paper that I just made. So I put 1 and then A, and then 2, B, 3, C, and then so on all the way down the paper. So then I know exactly where I am going to paste my project. So wherever my A is, it's going to go on the A spot. And then wherever my 3 is, it's going to go on the 3 spot. So this is just like a simple little guide. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want to try to fill it up, that whole section. So try your best. Alright, now I have my projects that are numbered and lettered. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut along the line. Very simply, just cut them all out. And then I'll speed this up so you don't have to watch me cutting every single one of them. But then put them off to the side. I try to keep mine in order so I don't have them everywhere and I don't lose a piece. But that's just me. Totally up to you. So I'm pulling back out my large paper that we created, and I am going to start gluing or taping down my projects. So I'm going to put a line of glue, or you can just put a piece of tape down. I'm going to take my number 1, that's labeled number 1, and I am going to press it down simply like that. Then I find my A. So I kind of lost where mine was for a second. That's why I'm looking a little confused. So checking all mine. That's why you keep them in order. So got my A, put another piece of glue or tape down, and then you are going to put that right on that spot. And we are going to keep doing that for the whole project. I had mine upside down. Just make sure they're all going the same way. And so keep going. So I'm going to speed this up also because you don't need to see them. But I'm just going every other one. So there's number 2. That's project 2. And if you need a quick little guide, just make sure that you're putting them on right or the right one. You'll see me kind of lining up them with the other spot and then moving it to the correct spot it needs to go into. So it's going to look a little bit funny as you're going because it's not going to be a complete project, but it's just going to be every other spot is a different project. So project 1, then project 2, project 1, and then project 2. And that is the finishing look. Okay, we have one more step to do before it's completely done, but that's what yours should look like. Kind of messy because it's every other project, but still looks good. I press them down, making sure that they're all on there really good and none of them are going to peel up or fall off. Now, I'm taking the first spot and I'm folding it behind the project. So folding the first one behind the project. Taking my next one and folding it in front of the project. So each section is going to keep repeating. One goes behind, and then you take the next one, you grab the big bunch, and then that spot goes over. And you're going to keep doing that for the whole project. Kind of like how you make a paper fan, if you've ever made a paper fan before. So you're going to keep going back, forth, back, forth. Alright, and that is the finished product. I'm pressing it down to make sure all my creases are really good. And so it should look like this. Cool thing is that if you hold it up and look at it from one angle, you should be able to see one whole project. Then if you hold it on the other angle, sorry my lighting's really bad on that side, you'll be able to see the other side of the project. So the cool thing is, if you ever want to make this again, you can do this with any picture that you ever draw or paint or anything. As long as you just have to cut it and then glue it down, put every other one, and it does this effect. And you can put it on a wall, you can walk by it, see it at one angle, and then see it at the other angle, and it's a different picture. So you are taking a video of yourself and then uploading it to Canvas. I want to see the video of you showing both sides. Do it a couple times so I really get a good look at both of your projects.